Hey guys, check it out. You're watching Jonathan Clarke on YouTube. Oh no. I want you guys to know that this has been the greatest honor of my life to talk about Descendants of Zombies with all of you. That's why I'm here tonight, because people were subscribing to my YouTube channel again all day today. Because I guess last night was the finale of the Worlds Collide Tour, and the trends on YouTube are suggesting that everybody's looking up Worlds Collide Tour reviews. And unfortunately, you can't find Worlds Collide Tour reviews because nobody is uploading them. And if people are uploading them, it's the same 2 or 3 people who promise you videos that never surface on YouTube. And I want to say I'm sorry to all of you for looking up Descendants of Zombies World Collide Tour reviews being the top trend on YouTube tonight, and you're not able to find what you're looking for because nobody has that appreciation for Descendants of Zombies. I think that is a really big factor to creating Descendants of Zombies videos, is that you have to have an appreciation for the franchises. And unfortunately, people on YouTube just don't have that. The fans are the ones who have the greater appreciation for Descendants of Zombies, and it shows every single day of our lives when people come home from the Worlds Collide Tour and upload the simplest video they took with their phone of them having fun. And that's what I love so much about you guys, is that you love to have fun. You love to have fun at the expense of your favorite Descendants of Zombie stars, with them being lost in the moment forever and always. And that's what I admire about you guys so much. What I don't appreciate are these critics on YouTube who are trying to make people cry about how they never got the opportunity to attend the Worlds Collide Tour, shutting down the hopes of a Leg 2 ever happening for the Worlds Collide Tour, and putting a damper on our hopes and dreams. That's why I'm here, because I wanted to do you guys the honor of creating you great videos about people like Clarke and Freya Sky, who do deserve a profound amount of credit and respect, which they're not being shown. If not for the fans of Descendants of Zombies, YouTube would be full of critics and criticism towards people like Clarke and Freya Sky, of which they don't deserve. Your guys' love and support has blown Clarke over the top, has blown Freya Sky out of the water, and you're the reason why Freya Sky and Clarke will go down in history as the greatest pop stars of all time. In case you didn't hear me the first time, you guys are the reason why Freya Sky and Clarke will go down in history for being the greatest pop stars of all time. Because I'm not just saying this because I love them and I support them. I'm saying this because this is a fact. You know, if someone like Taylor Swift 15 and a half years ago can show up at just 25 years old and go down in history for being the greatest singer of all time, of this generation, of this century, then people like Freya Sky and Clarke belong in that same conversation. And I am forever going to debate that. I am forever going to suggest that Clarke and Freya Sky have been true inspirations to every single person who ever believed in these 2 franchises. And in case the critics don't realize it, there are millions of people out there who believe in these 2 franchises enough that they will last for forever. Don't ever believe that these critics are saying that, you know, Descendants of Zombies will end. It will eventually see its conclusion. Because these are 2 franchises that have the potential of actually lasting for forever. And I have no problem being here for the next 30 years talking about Descendants of Zombies, even if that means having to upload a Descendants of Zombies video every day for the rest of my life, because you guys deserve great videos about Descendants of Zombies. So I can talk about Descendants 4, The Rise of Red 100 times over. I can talk about Zombies 4, Dawn of the Vampires 100 times over, because I love these franchises. I can offer you my thoughts and predictions on Descendants 5 100 times over, because I just love talking about these characters. I loved everything about the character Red. From the very first moment I knew that Clarke was going to, become this character Red for the franchise and take it in a whole different direction from what the original stars were able to do 10 and a half years ago, I was excited about it. And I was excited about it most of all for all of you, because we had a new generation of Descendants and Zombies fans, coming into the fold, and they were looking for something to be really excited about. And if it wasn't the music that got them excited, it was the script that got them excited. If it wasn't the script that got them excited, it was the stars who got them excited, because you remembered Clarke from shows like Raven's Home and Bizarre Vark and Gabby Dern and the Unsuitables. You remembered Ruby Osterner from Coop and Cammy Astroworld and Orange is the New Black. So because you loved them so much, it was the love and the passion that ensured the success of Descendants and Zombies, and forever and always will ensure the success of Descendants and Zombies. I will forever miss Ruby Osterner being a part of the Descendants franchise, because Ruby inspired me to be kinder to others, to be a better person in my own life, and in my own spotlight, because the reality of life is we are all given a spotlight. What we do with that spotlight is up to us. So we can spend our entire lives hating each other. We can spend our entire lives being the best of friends with each other. We can spend our entire lives criticizing each other and offering each other criticism. Or we can just be supportive of each other. Because from where I choose to look at it in my spotlight, I think that Descendants of Zombies has created some of the most beautiful friendships of all time. And people are friends because of Descendants of Zombies. I've seen it with my own two eyes. I've known people for forever that were friends for over 25 years because of what these Disney franchises like High School Musical and Hannah Montana did for them. And now Descendants of Zombies is doing the same thing for this new generation. People who were friends 10 years ago are still the best of friends. And the thing is, they've held on to that friendship because they've been inspired by their favorite Descendants characters who were friends, a part of the franchise. Not only on the set of Descendants, but also off the set of Descendants. You know, earlier today, I saw Clarke uploading videos to her Facebook fan page more than she regularly does. She was uploading videos of herself and Ruby Rose Turner, herself and cast members from Descendants and Zombies in a hotel room, having fun, because they wanted to shy away from the criticism and all the criticism the critics were throwing their way. And I fully support that, because I, for one, can sit on Facebook all day and I can watch Clarke uploading these videos, because I do love seeing Clarke with a smile on her face as opposed to having tears in her eyes because of how somebody feels about her on their YouTube video. Because I think that's really ridiculous when Clarke can't find anything actually relevant about herself on YouTube, and because of that fact, she's refraining from YouTubing herself. I've wanted to give that back to these stars because I think that these stars have been true inspirations to everybody who ever said they were a fan of Descendants of Zombies. You know, generations past, we've seen people like Miley Cyrus and Selena Gomez bring characters like Miley Stewart and Hannah Montana and Alex Russo to life for shows like Hannah Montana and Wizards of Waverly Place. And while they may have inspired a generation past, they didn't inspire a generation quite like Descendants of Zombies did. Because you take the music away from the Hannah Montana script, and you really haven't got much to fall back on. Because while Hannah Montana's music was good, it wasn't reviewed, and it wasn't as revered as what the music and the franchise Descendants has meant to our lives. Both Descendants and Zombies. I think that Zombies is a far more successful franchise than Wizards of Waverly Place ever were. Because there are people out there in the world that actually don't know who people like Miley Cyrus and Selena Gomez don't even exist. But I think every single person in this world who has a daughter knows who Dove Cameron is or was, knows who Clarke is or was. Because the reality of life is they are just merely scratching the surface of what they have yet to become and who they have yet to inspire. You know, there are 600,000 fans on YouTube who are fans of Descendants and Zombies, and I look forward to meeting every single one of them, even if that means I have to upload videos about Descendants and Zombies every day for the rest of my life. You know, Halloween is next month, and I'm really excited about Halloween because every year on Halloween, girls show up at my door dressed up as their favorite Descendants characters. I don't know when they're coming, I don't know where they're coming from, but I look forward to girls showing up at my door every year dressed up as their favorite Descendants characters because I get to see how much fun they have, you know, inspiring themselves to be these characters. How they see themselves through the eyes of their favorite Descendants and Zombie stars, because I see nothing wrong with it. Because I'm here to tell you guys, there is nothing wrong with being a fan of Descendants and Zombies. I love these two franchises because those two franchises inspired me to be a kinder person, inspired me to be a better person. Will I forever and always miss Ruby Rose Turner being a part of the Descendants franchise, given the fact that her time with the franchise was very short-lived? Sure, I will. Because I will forever and always believe that Ruby had so much to offer to a franchise that can't honestly survive without her. They will try to ensure Descendants' success without Ruby, but I think that certain songs like Shuffle of Love, Life is Sweeter, were written for Ruby, and there was just something about Ruby's voice forever and always being a part of that soundtrack that made perfect sense to me. And I know it's true because I know people have subscribed through this YouTube channel because of my Ruby Rose Turner videos I upload every day. Because I'm the biggest Ruby Rose Turner fan in the world, which has a lot to do with why I upload as many videos as I do about Ruby. Actually, next month is Ruby Rose Turner's birthday, and I'm really excited about it. And the day after that is Freya Sky's birthday. I'm really happy that Freya and Malachi found their way into the Zombies franchise, because it gives me more dates of history of Descendants and Zombies to talk about, like their birthdays and moments when they were first introduced to the franchise. I guess July 10th will be a day we will forever remember, when Freya Sky made her debut in the Zombies franchise. And I've seen videos of this girl asleep on tour buses over the last 2 months in places she didn't even know she was in, because Freya Sky's potential was realized by the Disney company, and Disney wanted to take full advantage of that because they saw star power in Freya Sky. And I've seen so many videos of her asleep on tour buses. It really breaks my heart how Disney really expects you to know everything and be able to do everything at such a young age. My question to that is, who knows everything at 15 years old? Nobody knows everything at 15 years old. You're just trying to figure out your place in the world. You're trying to figure out where you're going. And while Freya Sky may not know where she's going and what kind of response she'll receive years from now down the road in her music career or as an actress, as part of the Zombies franchise, I wanted to know that I support her and I will back her, like I've supported so many stars over the years. I've been supporting Disney stars longer than many of you have been alive. I've been supporting Miley Cyrus, I've been supporting Selena Gomez, I've been supporting Bella Thorne for forever. And the situation with Bella Thorne years ago from Shake It Up fame really broke my heart, because she was struggling with dyslexia. She was getting criticized for that. She was getting criticized for her life choices, the direction her career took after she parted ways with the Disney company. Because for those of you who don't know, Bella Thorne was the reason behind a lot of Disney stars' success, like Dove Cameron. If not for Bella Thorne reaching out to Dove Cameron years ago in their friendship, perhaps Dove Cameron would have never made it into the Descendants franchise. Forever and always it will be argued that Dove Cameron from the very first moment was laid eyes on by writers and producers of Disney's Descendants. She was given the role. She landed it, and she knew she landed the role. But if not for assistance from Bella Thorne, when Dove Cameron was having her songs aired on episodes of Shake It Up years ago, I don't think Dove Cameron would have ever amounted to what she is today. I think that because of the support that you guys have shown Kylie Cantrell and how overwhelming it is, Kylie Cantrell will forever be one of the greatest of all time, and I will forever and always be in love with Kylie. I know that has a lot to do with how I feel about Kylie Cantrell, because there's just something about how genuinely kind Kylie Cantrell is, and has forever and always been with her fans. And we saw that for every date on the Worlds Collide Tour calendar this summer. She was always there to perform, and she always performed at her best. There was not one single performance that Kylie Cantrell gave us where she didn't perform at 110%, if not 150%. Kylie Cantrell would go out, she would perform, she would get off the stage, she would go back to the tour bus, and she would sleep because she was so tired. But that did not mean that she didn't go out there and put 150% into her performance every single night. And then to come home, YouTube herself, and see these idiots on YouTube reviewing her in a way that she didn't deserve to be reviewed really broke my heart. So I took to YouTube, my YouTube channel, and I uploaded hundreds, if not thousands, of videos about Kylie Cantrell over the years, saying we really needed to give Kylie Cantrell more of a chance. So too did we need to give more of a chance to the zombie stars, because I feel as if everybody was just resorting to criticism for music videos like The Place to Be, Don't Mess With Us, and now even Dream Come True. As beautiful as a duet that was between Freya Sky and Malachi Burton, people are finding something wrong with it. But I guess that's the way criticism works and how diversity is created, because if everybody felt the same in this world, the world would be a very boring place. Just imagine if everybody liked the same thing, liked the same song, liked the same movie, liked the same TV show. The world would be a pretty boring place. And if everybody just loved Descendants and Zombies, I guess the world wouldn't be able to revolve on its axis. But I want these stars to know that they did do a fabulous job this summer. And the reason why they did a fabulous job is you think about how many people saw themselves through the eyes of their favorite Descendants stars, put themselves in situations, or found themselves in situations, I should say, this year, thinking, what would my favorite Descendants star do? What would Kylie, what would Malia, what would Freya do to get themselves out of the situations that I'm in? Because we started a new school year a couple of weeks ago, and I'm sure a lot of people are dealing with a lot of peer pressure and, really don't understand, what life has in store for them, really figuring out their place in the world. And I think that Descendants of Zombies, that some way or another, at some point on the road, has really allowed us to put our lives into perspective and really changed our perspective on life, because I really do believe that some of the most beautiful friendships of all time have happened because of Descendants of Zombies. You take, for instance, the friendship between Kylie Cantrell and Ruby Rose Turner. They've been friends for forever, since they were 9 years old. So too have Kylie Cantrell and Malia Baker. It feels as if they've been friends for forever and always. I know they haven't been friends for forever and always, but it really feels like they have, because they've got each other's backs. I remember when they were going through two really brutal breakups at the same time, and they helped each other through it. Kind of like how you help your girlfriends through breakups they can't make sense of, because you're young and you just don't want to see somebody cry. The thing is, with me, is I'm a real sweetheart, and you guys are going to have to forgive me. And why I say I'm a real sweetheart is when I see Kylie Control crying on videos that she doesn't have to be crying on, that creates a problem. That's because there is way too much constructive criticism thrown the way of Kylie Control. And I don't know if I'm the only one that sees an issue with that, but I really do believe that more friendships have been created and have happened because of Descendants and Zombies. And people will be friends forever and always now because of Descendants and Zombies. And I'm saying this because I've seen it firsthand with my own two eyes, how much of a profound impact Descendants and Zombies has had on a person's life. It's really turned people's lives around. For me, it gave me a second chance to be heard in a generation that I thought that I would never be heard in again, or seen or heard from ever again. You guys really revitalized my career and brought me back when I thought all hope was lost. And you gave me a chance to talk about Descendants and Zombies, which meant the world to me. So when I saw all these people uploading videos on YouTube about how they felt about the Worlds Collide Tour letting them down, I thought about all you guys going to the Worlds Collide Tour and having the time of your life. From the very first night of the Worlds Collide Tour in Sacramento, California, everybody was so excited to be a part of something special. You were even uploading videos yourselves on the way to the Worlds Collide Tour after doing your hair, picking out your outfits, making gifts for the stars. Some of you even were fortunate enough to present your gifts to the stars. Some of you even gave belts to Malachi Burton. That was really honorable. I've never seen fans go out of their way to do so much and sacrifice so much to be in the presence of their favorite stars. And that's why I am forever and always supportive of your favorite Descendants and Zombie stars. That's why I'll never leave their side, and why eventually, after when they see these videos, they will know that we're never going away. We're always going to be here for them. In light of all the criticism they may have received for their performance level, really not living up to expectation, how the concert may have been collaborated in a way they didn't expect. The thing is, I really did think this was a 5-star production, and I've seen every stage production Disney has done over the last at least 30 years, because I've been around for a very long time. This is up there with The Lion King. This is up there with Beauty and the Beast. This is up there having anything to do with High School Musical. You can make as many comparisons as you want between the two franchises, Descendants and High School Musical, even Zombies and High School Musical, but I don't think anything ever comes close to Descendants and Zombies for the profound impact it's had on all of our hearts. And I could be wrong in saying that. There could be people that believe that High School Musical will forever and always hold a record for being the highest premiere on Disney Channel ever, with 17.5 million. I appreciate your thought on that, but I also would love to present the argument of how Descendants and Zombies has come so far in such a little amount of time and has really exploded. It has really amazed me how Descendants and Zombies has really changed our lives, and really changed our lives for the better, because, as I've said many times, some of the most beautiful friendships have happened because of Descendants and Zombies, and will continue to happen for many years to come. You know, I've seen myself in so many situations in my lifetime, and it's reminded me of Descendants and Zombies. I've spoke on how I thought I lived with a werewolf for forever. I've spoke on how I thought my girlfriend may have been a vampire. I've spoke on how my neighbor I thought was a vampire for years after they moved home from the Yukon and trained in the RNC for forever. So I think there's a lot that goes with Descendants and Zombies that really reminds us of our own lives. And I think that Descendants and Zombies will forever and always have a profound impact on all of our lives, because it's really changed our lives, and it's really bettered us, because I think the future for Descendants and Zombies is going to be something incredible. It's going to be something that we are never ever going to forget. It's going to have a profound impact on our hearts for forever and always. And I'm just incredibly excited to be a part of it, to review it in the way that it's been meant to be reviewed for a very long time. Because while others will choose to forever and always criticize Descendants and Zombies, this YouTube channel will forever and always be here for you guys to help you make sense of everything having to do with Descendants and Zombies. Because I for one, have loved the franchises for what feels like forever. I have always been supportive of these two franchises because I think these two franchises have really had a profound impact on all of our lives. And I think that these two franchises are really going to last for forever. They're not going to get to a point where they will eventually end. And if in fact they do get to a point where they will eventually end, well, I guess I'll just have to talk about it for the rest of my life, because I know for sure that Descendants and Zombies has changed my life and had a profound impact on my life. I know I will never forget the profound impact that Descendants and Zombies has had on my life, because without you guys, I wouldn't have a fan base. I wouldn't have anybody watching these videos. I wouldn't have anybody liking them. It's an amazing impact that Descendants and Zombies has had on all of our lives. And I think that forever and always, we will forever and always cherish these memories that Descendants and Zombies have created for us. So I think that the future couldn't be more unpredictable for Descendants and Zombies fans, because we don't know what's coming in Zombies 5. We don't know what's going to happen in Descendants 5 Wicked Wonderland next summer. But I, for one, am incredibly excited to be here to talk about it with you guys, because I think that the future has a lot to look forward to. What is inside of that vortex has yet to be revealed, but I'm really excited to find out what's inside of it. I, for one, actually have always wanted to jump inside of a vortex and find out what's inside of it. Hopefully Zombies 5, by the time it happens in 2027, 2028, will give me the opportunity to do it if I get 50,000 likes, 50,000 subscribers on this YouTube channel. Because, in all honesty, I think that Leg 2 of the Worlds Collide Tour will happen. I think that more tour dates will offer the opportunity for this tour to expand in ways that we never ever thought it would. I think that this tour is definitely going to become a global phenomenon if it hasn't already. Because, touring the United States is one way to look at it, but when so many people were shut out of it, I think you guys have deserved better for far long enough now. And I just wanted to be one of those guys to give that to you. I just wanted to be one of these guys that would actually show up on YouTube and talk about Descendants and Zombies in a way that it's been meant to be talked about for a very long time, for what honestly feels like forever for me. Because when people like Clarke and Malia Baker are crying because of how people feel about how they performed, when they thought they may have went out there and performed at their best, which obviously they did, I think that more positive reviews can be posted about Descendants and Zombies in a way that it should have been posted for forever ago. 10 years ago I was posting Descendants and Zombies videos a lot, but I felt as if I was never posting them enough. And from out of nowhere, you guys revitalized my career, because I really feel as if this was meant to happen. I think we were meant to meet. And because we were meant to meet, we have had a profound impact on each other's lives, and we've been able to help each other make sense of Descendants and Zombies when others couldn't. Because your variety of videos on YouTube have never really been living up to your expectations when you're watching the same 5 videos all the time about Descendants and Zombies. But I can guarantee you, as long as I'm around, this YouTube channel will always have a video uploaded about Descendants and Zombies to help you make sense of everything Descendants and Zombies, because I, for one, am incredibly excited about the future of Descendants and Zombies, because, while these stars like Taylor Swift and Ariana Grande will forever and always be overrated, I think there's always the conversation about Clarke and Malia Baker can be put in that same category of being the stars of the future. Because when they get more opportunities outside of Descendants and Zombies, then that is when they are really going to explode. And that is when a lot of people should pay particular attention to the futures for Clarke and Malia Baker and Freya Sky, because they're just overflowing with talent. And this outburst of talent is going to cause them to become sensations overnight if they haven't already. I think that Freya Sky having 10,000 subscribers on her Facebook fan page and 100,000 subscribers on YouTube is just merely scratching the surface of what she has yet to become. And I, for one, am incredibly excited about her future and everybody else's future that has had something to do in the way of a contribution to Descendants and Zombies. Guys, seriously, thank you so much for all the love and support you've shown this YouTube channel, listening to my crazy stories about being a fan of Descendants and Zombies, forever and always subscribing to this YouTube channel. This has been a year that I know I will never ever forget, and this has been a year that I know happened because of each and every one of you. We made this happen. We created magic. We took full advantage of every opportunity we had to share in each other's moments. We saw each other laugh. We saw each other cry. We saw the stars laugh. We saw the stars cry. And it felt as if we were a part of every single moment having to do with Descendants and Zombies. And we still have so many moments yet to create, and moments that I am incredibly excited to be a part of, because this future is one to be excited for. And I'm just incredibly honored to be your voice of Descendants and Zombies for the next foreseeable, however many years and foreseeable future, because this is the greatest honor of my life. So if you would do me the honor of allowing me to be your voice of Descendants and Zombies for maybe just a little while longer, perhaps we can have more fun than ever before. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this YouTube channel. I think you're really going to like these videos. I think you're really going to like it here, because it really is an honor for me to create all these videos for you guys. I have the time of my life. We will have a lot to say where Descendants and Zombies goes in the future, because believe you me, this story is far from over. Having said that, guys, keep kindness in your heart, because kindness really does go a long way in this world. We will talk again really soon. Until then, stay calm and zombie on, everybody, because this story is far from over.